Your website has an SEO score. Find out what your score is for free. Find out why your website is not ranking by using our free SEO audit tool at www.seovegasnow.com. After about 45 seconds, you'll have an actionable report on your page's SEO, which you can use to correct the leading factors preventing your site from high rankings. Once you have your SEO report, you'll then want to implement everything else we're going to talk about today. Everything is changing. Everything is changing. Something that worked last year is not working today. And that statement is even more pronounced when it comes to SEO and Google in 2015. Like all other areas of SEO, local SEO is an ever-evolving entity. The last few years in particular have seen various changes in the tools and techniques businesses need to use to rank high for location-specific searches. Another part of the problem is the advice and discussion on the topic of local SEO. 2014 in particular saw most advice and discussion on local SEO center around Google Places for Businesses and Google Plus Local. Now, I'm not saying that these aren't important. That would be ignorant, right? What I'm saying is that there are many more other important elements that seem to score highly too. So, what should local business owners and SEOs be focusing their efforts on? Are there still any quick victories to be had? The following are my 5 tips for helping you or your clients get more local visibility in 2015. So what are all of these changes about, you ask? It is about content optimization of your site. After analyzing and testing changes due to the updates Google released, I found that proper content optimization on your site can get you far greater leverage from your efforts than the 420 different link building methods that you may be using. Don't get me wrong though, link building is important, and especially social link building. But unless you get the content optimization on your site right, you're only wasting time and money on backlinks without much, if any, success. However, when you do get these things right, all of the important steps that you take will add up, whether it's backlink and traffic automation, social link building, or viral traffic generation. You'll be able to multiply your results. So, get ready for a totally new content optimization strategy to get your existing website or new website to page 1 of Google search. Are you ready? Awesome. Think visibility, not rankings. So much of the discussion around local rankings have centered on position rather than visibility. If your listing and website ranks at the top, you'll get the majority of the traffic, right? Not necessarily. Visibility is all about controlling and dominating search real estate. If your local listings rank at the top with your website just below the fold, that might not be enough. What if your competitors are ranking with images on a visually led search and using AdWords to secure above the fold real estate with locally relevant extensions, reviews, and social integrations? Even if they rank below your primary web properties, they will have far more visibility, garner more trust, get more visitors, and probably convert more leads and customers. What most SEOs do today, if you have been online for any length of time, most likely you are well aware of these basic content optimization factors that we have been using since 2012 or so. Let me remind you by giving you just a few of those. Use your primary keyword in the title of your post. Make sure to use H1, H2, and H3 subheadings in your content. Use your primary keyword as part of the permalink on your post page. Use one image and video in your content. Your keyword density should be below 2 to 3% or so. And there are many others, particularly if you've been caught up in the SEO blackout world. If you use some tool, you usually get a score of how well your content has been optimized based on the set of rules. The problem with this optimization method is that it's far too mechanical. It's not natural and oftentimes leads to just totally ridiculous, unreadable content by humans. We've all seen them. They're utterly ridiculous. And then those people wonder why their sites don't rank. You can create totally unreadable content and you can still get 100% positive score when it comes to SEO. But will it get you a 100% score in Google as well? It's not likely. And therefore, let me break down the important aspects of how to optimize your website content for page 1 rankings in Google today, the year of 2015. I'll begin with ranking levels. Before we dive into the content optimization formula itself, it's very important to understand how a few things can totally change your rankings. And the funny part is, it happens without you doing anything extra. It's something that very few people know about, yet it is one of the most significant elements to claiming page 1 rankings in Google today. But before I reveal those to you, please watch Google Webmaster Matt Cutts on his video, and he will talk about the factors of ranking levels. In the video, Matt talks about some of the few new factors Google is using today, and one of those factors is what I call the ranking levels. So generally, Google determines 2 different ranking levels. Number 1, niche specific ranking level, which is the general authority in the niche, and number 2, keyword specific ranking level. It's targeted search term in Google's search result. Niche specific ranking level is when Google decides the niche your website is targeting with your content. It basically gives your website an authority score that they later use to decide the rankings for specific pages and posts of your website. It's like in a directory where they find a category to place your website in. Keyword specific ranking level, on the other hand, is when Google decides the main keyword, primary keyword, that specific page on your website is targeting. And this is something most likely you have been focusing on all the time. The problem with that is that without purposefully targeting your niche level rankings in the first place, you just can't achieve predictable and fast rankings for a specific keyword. So in other words, think of it like this. If a website authority score in a particular niche is low, it will be very hard to rank a specific page of that website for a specific keyword in that specific niche. You can think of it like this. If in a particular category of a directory you have listed 100 different websites, the one you will see first when you go to that category will have the highest authority score. The best example of such a directory is the Amazon Kindle store for ebooks, for example. The number 1 book in particular category or subcategory of that store is the book with the highest overall authority. The same concept applies with Google, only it's a bit more complex than that. When you think about both ranking levels, you have to look at one of the most critical ranking factors, which is relevancy. You see, all the results in Google are sorted by relevance. That is what they want, and that is also what you want. Google wants to deliver the most relevant results for users when they do a search for a specific keyword. And you want targeted traffic, people that are actually looking for what you are offering, because that is what will make you money. It's not as much about how much traffic you get, but how profitable your traffic source is. You can easily target a bunch of different non-commercial keywords and you might get traffic from those, but that path will not make you any money. Your target should be to establish your niche level rankings using a relevancy factor as a measurement for that. And this is where we get to the next part of the new rankings formula: content keywords. Now, without understanding keywords and how they actually function in Google, you will have a hard time to get predictable page 1 rankings in Google. You will not be able to establish proper relevancy for your website, which is, as we discussed, one of the critical factors to get proper high rankings. So let me start by asking you this question. What is the purpose of the keyword? Why should you know a specific keyword that you are targeting when you create content for your site? There can be many answers to this, but what I found out after building hundreds of websites in dozens and dozens of different niches is that your keyword sets boundaries for any content you publish on your website. You can provide a clear indication to Google what your content is about by keeping these boundaries tight and by which keyword you are actually targeting. And this is where we come to the next big secret. Google is not looking for keywords. It looks for words. Let me say that again. Google is not looking for keywords. It looks for words. Think about it like creating a theme. Creating a theme around a set of keywords and phrases that are all relevant and relatable. I almost fell off the floor when I realized this for the first time. It is so powerful because it reveals so much of how Google works and how it acts when crawling your site. Let me tell you something else. In Google Webmaster Tools, there is a section called Content Keywords. This section usually lists words in their order of significance. Under each of those words, there are variations and also top pages on a site that uses these words the most. Check it out. You'll be amazed. Let me give you even more information directly from Google. Here is what Google says about their content keywords metric. In quotes, the content keywords page lists the most significant keywords and their variants. Get that? Variance. Google found when crawling your site. When reviewed along with the search queries report and your site's listing in actual search results for your targeted keywords, it provides insight into how Google is interpreting the content of your site. Search queries is another report within the Google Webmaster Tools that you need to look at and pay attention to and go by. It says even more. The significance of each keyword reflects how often it's found on your site's pages. Click each keyword to see a sampling of pages on which it appears. Both keywords and their variants are listed in order of frequency of appearance. This clearly shows that Google combines individual words to determine a set of keywords that your page is targeting. So when Google crawls your web page, it actually counts the number of times you use each word. So just be smart, take some time and utilize your SEO score you get from SEOVegasNow.com and simply add the new elements of page 1 ranking just like I showed you and we talked about. Have a great day, have a great year. Subscribe, share, and comment. You can always find us on this channel. Thank you. This video is recorded by Jock Jensen, owner of SEOVegasNow.com.